I recently released a book called Most African Developers and Leaders Will Fail Abroad. Here's why. And one of the central ideas in the book is that many professionals relocate out of their country into a different jurisdiction thinking they are being upgraded, thinking they are getting better, they're going to get, into a better positions. But what actually happens is that they enter systems that is evaluating them very differently from the way they've been evaluated in the past. And this is one of the hardest realizations that most professionals experienced when they relocate abroad. Because they suddenly discover that hard work no longer carries the same weight as they used to think it carries. And this is not because hard work stopped making sense or stopped mattering, no. But because the system started evaluating something else, something they never planned for, something that beats their imagination. And for many people, that realization comes years too late. They will have been in the system, stalled, wondering what is making them to stall before they get to that realization. And that is why I wrote my book. Many professionals believe that they are being upgraded when they relocate. And that's an illusion. Why? Oh, better country, better pay, better opportunities. Those three comes together, they think everything is progress. And sincerely, it will feel like progress. It will feel like they've moved from where they used to be to a new level. Yeah. But slowly, as they begin to, walk in the new system, as they begin to contribute to the new system, something strange starts happening. And what is that? They were not moving the way they used to move. Some moves every year in their previous environment. Some moves every quarter. But this time around, movement slows down. I've seen it. You are still delivering, not that you have stopped delivering. You are still trusted, not that you are not trusted again. They still trust you to deliver what you commit to. You are still employed. Nobody is sacking you. Exactly. But your growth becomes unclear. And you begin to wonder, what is happening? What's happening to my growth? What is happening to my career? Am I doing something wrong? And you're not really doing something wrong. But there is something that actually changed. It's not your intelligence that's changed. No. It's not your intelligence. It's not that you don't know what you're doing again. No. It's the evaluation system around you that has changed. The way you used to be evaluated is now different from the way you are being evaluated. In many fast-moving environments, like where I'm coming from in Africa, speed is rewarded. Heroics are rewarded. That guy that can solve many problems are rewarded. Visibility is rewarded. As a matter of fact, availability is definitely rewarded. When you come to mature systems like that, they optimize differently. No. They don't just reward visibility, availability, and all of that. They optimize for something totally different from those other traits I talked about, visibility, availability, and the likes. For them, those systems, when you're looking at those systems, what do they optimize for? They don't optimize for things that are about speed, availability, and the likes. No. They optimize for predictability. How is your outcome yesterday, today, and tomorrow? Can it be relied on? Are you predictable? Can they sit in a meeting and make decision and know that that's the decision you are also going to make, even though you're not in that meeting? They optimize for your clarity. Are you clear in your reasoning? Are you clear in your lines of code? Do you write lines of code that people can read and understand? Is it clear? Is your logic clear, explainable? They optimize for risk reduction. They don't want to carry a baggage of risks. If there is going to be risk in the system, they want to mitigate it. Unlike the fast-paced environment, where nobody care about the risk. They care deeply about the risk. What about documentation? They are going to be judging you based on documentation. That is the fact. That's what they are optimized for. How well documenting are you? Is your code readable? Because your code is part of your documentation. So is your code readable? Are your architectures readable? Are your designs readable? Are they scribbled on paper, or they are well documented that people can refer to in 2 years' time, in 4 years' time? If regulators come into the office and they pick your product, will the company survive the audit? That is very important. Your decision quality is also something that they are evaluating you on. As your decision quality, they optimize for that. They are interested in that. And they are also interested in structured communication. How is your communication? Is it well structured? Is it structured properly? Yeah. So if you're in that situation where you feel stuck, and it looks like artwork stops scaling, you're not wrong. It's not happening to only you. I've seen it in different people. Then you begin to wonder, why will artwork stop scaling? And this is the part many people struggle with, particularly emotionally. Because you put all yourself into it. You work so hard tirelessly, and then you don't feel yourself being rewarded. And then you begin to use emotion to play. And they are also actually optimizing for less emotion. And you are carrying so much emotion. Because artwork has become part of your identity. You become the guy. You have always been the guy who fixes things. They don't like that. You've always becoming the guy who is always available, being constantly available everywhere. They don't like that. You are the guy that solves problems faster than everyone else. I'm not saying it's not good, but what is the depth of your solution? If your solution is you're always solving problems more than everyone and it's not deep, they don't like that as well. So that's very important that you must, be aware of. Because at scale, system stops rewarding heroics. Because heroics don't scale. What scale at scale is predictability. Predictability is what scales when you are working at scale. Heroics don't scale. Now, let me tell you something that you need to be aware of when it comes to when you are working in a different jurisdiction. There is something called hidden evaluation. Hidden evaluation. And it's a very big, painful thing. And what is that painful thing? Nobody will tell you the rules have changed. Nobody will tell you are being judged differently. It is assumed that you will come in and adapt. It is assumed that you are coming in as a global staff, as a global engineer, as a global contributor. So nobody will tell you we're no longer evaluating you the same way they used to evaluate you where you are coming from. Nobody is going to say that. So people keep increasing effort. You keep increasing effort. But the system is evaluating leverage, trust, communication. While you are increasing efforts, while you are busy trying to, do more, show that you can do more, the system is looking differently. It's thinking differently. It's evaluating you differently. The system is looking at how much leverage do you have. How are you leveraging the systems they've given you, the tools they've given you? How are you leveraging AI, for example? I see some engineers that find it difficult to use AI. I mean, I work with some in a team where they're very difficult to use AI, but after a while, talking about it, they're using it very, very much now. How are you leveraging tools? How are you leveraging, the colleagues around you? How are you leveraging the documentation that is already existing on systems? How are you leveraging books that's available in the market? Books are available on KDP, on Kindles, or anywhere. What about your trust? Those are the things they're looking at. Trust. Can they trust you? They're evaluating if they can trust you. Can they commit project to your hand and go to sleep? Can they trust you to hold on to the department even when your manager is not available and the department will run, even though that's not your call? What about your communication? Do you become emotional because things are not going your way? Do you get into the meeting, present your architecture, and people are talking down on your architecture, and you become emotional, and you start, reacting? Do you react? If you do, they're evaluating it. And that shows that you don't have good communication, and you are not dependable. So it's very important as you get into a new environment to start, evaluating all of this yourself. Before people outside, before your colleagues, before your manager start evaluating you. I also evaluate people. For example, I was just talking to one of our, our team members today on a particular project, and he flared up. And I could see, like, it's feeling, oh, this guy is always holding me back. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get alignment and clarity. And I had to, make a call after the session and then talk to him. And we still landed where I want us to land. But in that meeting, it turned off. But, I am more matured. I am not in that, in that space where I turn off in the meeting and get angry and go away. No, come on, I don't do that. So I'm more matured. So I went back, we had a solution. I called the other team members and we reached an alignment. And we reached an agreement. And the job continues. That's what they are looking for. Can they evaluate your communication? And they will say, oh, we can rely on this guy. It's very important. Now, something is very important that really happens when all of this begins to happen. You see the emotional realization that comes up among many professionals. Why? Because they play too quietly. Quietly. They play too. They are not on the same level. They are going down quietly. Because, I was listening to somebody say, when you stay in a position for too long, others have gone ahead. What do you realize? You realize that you are plateauing. It looks like you are in one position. You're not in one position. Because the world is moving. If you are not moving, you are going backward. That is it. So they plateau quietly. Not because they are incompetent. No. They are not incompetent. And they are not somebody that doesn't want to do the work. But they are optimizing for signals that the system no longer rewards. They were optimizing for signals that it doesn't matter in the new system where they are working. And from the outside, everything still looks successful. Everything still looks very great. People are talking about them. Oh, that guy is delivering. That guy is delivering. But you realize you are not moving. You are not progressing. You are not getting to the next level. Guys that don't talk, guys that doesn't show availability like you are showing, they are getting promoted. They are becoming senior. They are becoming, chief. And you are still in your level. You are still a developer. They have become senior developer. While you are still trying to be a developer, they have become team lead, tech lead. You don't want that. You also want to progress. You are delivering more than them. Why? Because you must optimize for the right signal. And because things still look successful outside, it becomes harder to recognize that you are plateauing. Because it looks like you are successful. You are busy. But it's not about being busy. It's about progress. The company is not paying you just for you to be busy and for you to just be busy. They are paying you for you to deliver and for you to progress so that they can commit more to you. So you can become a leader in the company at some point and be able to take your brain and, cascade it down to other people who are following you. No company wants you to remain at one level. Every company wants you to grow. So you must come out of that realization and begin to optimize for the right signals that your system rewards. And please note this. The signals that systems reward varies from different jurisdiction to another jurisdiction. So you cannot rely on the signals of one jurisdiction in another jurisdiction. So you need to understand what are the signals in your own jurisdiction. But mature systems, like I said to you, and I'm saying it again, they have their own signals they are optimized for. Leverage, your trust, your communication are very, very important. Now, let's get to the main topic. What should people optimize for? What should engineers optimize for? What should tech leaders optimize for? What should developers, anyone that is working in any other jurisdiction or any jurisdiction at all, be it even your main jurisdiction, if you feel stalled in the company where you work and you have been in that company for the past 10 years, 15 years, and you don't feel you are growing the way you should grow, I want to let you know that you must optimize for some things. And what are those things you must optimize for? That question of what you must optimize for is very important. You must answer it. Because the question then becomes, if effort is not enough, what should I optimize for? And that's where communication, strategic clarity, decision quality, trust, predictability, and system thinking become critical. Those things I mentioned: communication, strategic clarity, your decision quality, trust, your predictability, and system thinking becomes core, becomes important, becomes key. And that is where you must begin to optimize. Stop optimizing for speed and for all of those. Optimize for these 6 things. I say it again: communication, clarity, strategic clarity, not just clarity, strategic clarity, decision quality, your decisions, trust, predictability, and system thinking. They become critical. You must focus on them. You must focus on them. Very important. And really, this is one of the core ideas behind my book. Most African developers and leaders will fail abroad. Here's why. It's not a motivational book. Not at all. I wrote that book not to motivate you. It's a systems book. I wrote that book to make you question yourself, to make you think and begin to check where you are. Oh, you are the tech lead. Maybe you should be above tech lead. Oh, you are the manager, the manager of the department. Oh, you are a director. Maybe you should be above director. Maybe you should have by now already been running your own company. That book is to make you think, to make you reflect. It's a reflective book. It's not a motivational book. It's a system book. Because many people are not failing from lack of effort. Your failure is not because you're not putting effort. It's not because you're not working hard. No. Most people are failing because of misalignment. Because they are failing from misalignment with the system that is evaluating them. If you are not aligned with the system that is evaluating you, this kind of problems begins to happen. You plateau unknowingly. If this topic resonates with you, the book goes much deeper into these ideas. It's available in paperback and Kindle on Amazon. Get a copy.